So what do we need? We need a group to develop an inspiring vision. Now, some people, all this vision stuff, you know, we've heard people talk about it. We surely heard a lot of it in the last couple of years in the process of our election. What is it we want to be able to do together? I love best Peter Senge's definition of a vision. What is it we want to create? A better place, a better school system, a better community. Language that engages everyone and inspires them to action. The kind of shared leadership that says the superintendent, the head of the social service agency, the business community, the higher eds are all there. And as I said a moment ago, this is a real process. They're not just sort of waiting and figuring out, well, what little bit do I have to do so I'm credible? They're willing to say, what are the assets of my institution and my organization that I could mobilize in this direction, right? I'm particularly interested in the number of higher eds that are here today, by the way, because the chairman of the coalition is a fellow named Ira Harkavy, who's the director of the Center for Community Partnerships at the University of Pennsylvania. So when I say higher education institutions, I don't just mean the schools of education, right? I mean the social work school, the medical school, the dental school, the community development school, the sociologists, all those parts of a university that have something to do with the growth and development of our community. And I can think of no higher mission for an institution of public education, for a higher education institution, than strengthening the students, the families, and the communities for which it has, and the place in which it grows, in which it does its work. So shared leadership is crucial. Results. Results matter. We should be talking about what we want to move. And it's not just academic achievement, I hope. Yes, of course it's academic achievement. We all know that kids who do better on tests do better in life. But is that the only measure? I was once with a business leader in Charleston, South Carolina, and he said, you know, measurement is very important to business, right? But the really crucial question is, are we measuring the right things? Okay? You can measure all day long, right? And it turns out you're measuring something about growth in your business while somebody else is coming in from behind you and you're not even noticing. Something might be wrong. So I think we need to measure more broadly. We need to measure the right things in kids' lives and the circumstances that matter. Now, you know, we can talk about kids being healthy and ready for school and so forth, but let me give you one example of a cross-cutting measure that has emerged lately that I think is particularly important. How many of you have heard of this new little problem that's gotten a little bit of attention in the policy community called early chronic absenteeism? Right. So what's that mean? It means the babies are truant. Okay? You know, we all know truancy, right? You got those big kids who are hanging out on the street and they don't want to come to school, right? You all work with some of those young people. What if when they were in the kindergarten and the first and the second grade, they also were truant? Would that be because they were voting with their feet and didn't want to be in school? I doubt it. Would it be because their families were in difficult economic circumstances? Would it be because they had asthma that was untreated and not taken good care of? Would it be because the school wasn't a welcoming place for their parents, and so when parents had needs, they didn't feel comfortable coming to the school? I don't know what the answer is, but I know that the kids who are truant in the first grade are behind in reading in the third grade and are not heading in the right direction. So data matters, sure, but we've got to look carefully at what the data is that we want to put on the table. Mutual investment. Resources matter. Money matters, but so too does the capacity of our people and our institutions. We're not going to get all the money we need, ever. But there was a story in the Washington Post yesterday about the rise of civic engagement in neighborhoods in the surrounding area. People in civic groups now trying to build the strength of their neighborhood, right? Going back to the vision that Robert Brown gave us in the beginning of when he was growing up, and the doctors and the ministers and the families and everybody was together. Now life has changed, right? We lost some things. Ed Gordon, who's a great academic at Columbia, talked about what you lose when in the changes, in the very positive changes that have occurred, that we've lost this sense of community. So now we need everyone in the game, right? How are we tapping this burst of civic energy that seemed to emerge in the campaign, regardless of your politics now? How do we bring those people into this enterprise called the education of our young people? So it is money, but it is also, as you'll see, I'm going to show you a little bit of video of the Secretary of Education speaking, it's money, it's our school buildings. What an extraordinarily great asset. How long are they open? What's happening in them? Shared accountability. When we do these results, we've all got to be at the table saying, are we delivering, right? Now, I know schools are on the sharpest edge for this, right? And frankly, it's just easier, right? But I'll tell you, when we have tragedies in the child welfare system, those agencies are accountable too. So we need to figure out ways to be accountable for the results that matter for our young people. And finally, I like this notion because it's of shared creation. You know, in some ways, it's another definition of collaboration. When I was out in Arizona some years ago doing work on this in this area, people were supposed to develop a little skit that showed what it looked like to collaborate. And what they did was to come out as a group representing different constituencies like this. And what were they holding up? They were the business leaders, they were the community leaders, they were the faith-based leaders, the social service leaders. They were holding up their public schools. They were creating them together. And that is what is so crucial as we think about this work.